Kia ora. Welcome to Aotearoa, New Zealand. In this video, you are going to be introduced to some of the sights and experiences that I am having on my cross-cultural trip. This is not going to be a video in which you are just going to go on a tour and look at someone's slideshow. This experience is about my learning about cross-culturalism, and I'm just going to share some of the highlights of that with you. So let's get started. I will say it has already been a bit of a um, fire hose to the face. So let's get started. So our first stop was at a sort of a market, I guess you would call it, in an area called Mangere. And in that market, we would be experiencing things like produce and fish and meat, and they even had some clothing like t-shirts and wraps and things. And it was fairly, I don't want to say run down, but it was certainly not fancy. And as you can see, even this is some of the graffiti art, and it's beautiful. But you can get a sense that the area around it is not well lit, and it's the ground itself was a little bit kind of dingy. All of the shop owners were Asian, and by and large, all of the patrons were Maori. And I was getting looks as the only Pakaha that was in the store. And Pakaha is non-Maori. And so I was definitely catching some eyes. And then you see the difference is we get to um, the traditional mall, as it were, something that's a little more what we're used to seeing. And here you can see how much brighter it is, and the architecture is fancy, and it was extremely Americanized with Kmart and Taco Bell and Dunkin' Donuts and KFC. And in one place, I was very much um, visitor, and in the other, I could have been in any suburban mall in America. So it was a very different experience. So from here, we are traveling to this mare, and the mare is a gathering place. And what happened in this area is that, as with most of Aotearoa, New Zealand, the settlers took land, and sometimes through treaties, and sometimes through seizing and killings, and sometimes through all kinds of areas and ways of manipulation, but they seized the land. And in some instances, some small part was given back. And this marae is an area that was a small area that was given back. You will see in the distance there's an island that is called Rangitoto. And the land itself, as you can see, is lush and it's beautiful. The English settlers anticipated and encouraged the Maori to develop the land, and the Maori didn't want to do that. They wanted to keep it pure. And so this is an area that's off limits unless you're invited. And it's always important, I think, to remember that as beautiful as this section of land is, and it may not seem it as I'm taking a picture of this vastness, but it's very small. I was able to spin around and take all of these pictures from pretty much one fixed point. And as you look out here at this picture, you can see this is just one glimpse of all of the land that has not been returned. So it's a beautiful, beautiful country that has its own painful history that it is still reconciling and making peace with. So that's all for today. I think that's enough. It's been a fire hose for me. There have been many other experiences I had, and I look forward to sharing those videos and those pictures with you too. But I'm going to call it a night. I want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. It's coming to a close for me, but it's just starting for you. And I will have more videos coming soon. So thanks very much again for your support and for your prayers.